It's time for implementing our second example application. This time we're going to build a mail application similar to Gmail, but obviously much simpler. I'm not going to have any backend for this application, so all the data is just hard-coded test data. Before getting started, let's take a quick look at the application that we're going to build throughout this section. The heart of the application is the inbox, which displays all of our incoming messages, with the unread ones being highlighted. Here we have the ability to mark messages as important by clicking the stars. We can also refresh the inbox to check for any incoming messages. This just adds a random message to the inbox based on a hard-coded array, hence why the same message might be added more than once. Of course, we can also click a message to view it. And when doing so, the message is marked as read. Here we can see the message along with its metadata, and if it had any attachments, these would be displayed at the bottom. Apart from being able to read the message, we have the option to delete the message, mark it as either read or unread, or go back to where we came from. Notice that I said where we came from, because that might not necessarily be the inbox. It could also be the sent messages view, the important messages view, or the trashed messages view. We can navigate between these views by using the left-hand menu. This menu also displays some numbers. For the inbox, it's the number of unread incoming messages, while the other ones are the total number of messages matching the criteria for those particular views. We also have the ability to simulate sending an email. When doing so, the message is simply added to the sent view. Of course, this application is quite simple and is missing some things, but it has enough features for us to practice what we've learned so far. Before moving on, let's take a short moment to talk about the structure of the application, namely in regards to which components it consists of. The application is split into two main categories, a sidebar component and a content component. Within the sidebar component, there is a compose component, which includes the button as well as the modal. As for the content component, this includes the title, which is not a component in itself, but it then has a dynamic space that changes based on which view we are on. This space can be either the inbox, sent, important, trashed, or view message components. Most of these components use a messages component, which is responsible for rendering the list of messages. This is just a way of keeping things dry. Of course, we will dive into this in the next lectures, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how the application is structured in regards to components. That being said, it could be made simpler with fewer components, but with all of these components, we are forced to communicate between them, something that we looked at in the previous section, so it's good exercise. And with that, let's get started.